the other phase picks them up. And so I just thought it was a really good example of our team playing together, having a ton of joy as they went through it. And, I thought the physicality was a positive. We knew that was going to be a physical game with the way those guys play. They're a really good team. They've had a ton of success the last few weeks. And so we knew it was going to be a battle.
They went right down the field the first time they got the ball. What changed for their side, or what did you do?
Yeah. Obviously, we had some missed ops, on that first drive. It was unfortunate, but I thought our guys just hung in there. Kept battling. Tightened up things a little bit more, and so I felt like after that it was pretty good.
Do you feel like this is the best game your team has played this year?
I think in all three phases, just playing complementary football, and we know there's missed ops out there. There's opportunities that we want to grow in, and we got to talk about and get better because of. But I just felt like all three phases were really playing well together and collectively.
What did you make of Tyler?
Yeah, I thought Tyler took an awesome step today. I thought he made some big-time plays, some off-schedule plays, the 2 to Jawan off-schedule, moving within the pocket. I thought he hung in that pocket really, really well, delivered. Can't say enough, big things about, CO, Jawan, these perimeter guys, the plays that they made.
A blocked field goal could have been a real change in momentum. How well would you explain the rule on that? And obviously you stood up right after and it didn't make a difference.
Yeah, I thought the beauty of that was, the rule's the rule. The ball went past the line of scrimmage, we touched it. Hey, it's their ball. I understand that rule. And something we talk about a lot in the heat of the moment. You see a football, your natural reaction is to recover the thing. And so we get to educate ourselves because of that. But I thought the way our guys respond was just phenomenal. Respond there to create a turnover right after that.
Can you take us through the third and 12, the touchdown to Jawan? Just before that moment, why you called that specific play? What was kind of the progression? What Tyler saw?
Yeah, really good play. I think that's the backside route. You're playing a high-low game on the front side. He worked through his progression, stepped up in the pocket, and really found Jawan on the backside of the original play. And so I thought it was just a really good example of Tyler's ability to move, keep his eyes downfield, and make a play.
That being a big moment in the game, do you say anything to Tyler beforehand, or is it just play call comes in, execute?
Play call, let him play. He's playing really good.
Is his composure in those third and medium, third and long situations, is that kind of a game changer for the offense in a way? It seemed like a lot of the big plays came.
Definitely was a really good, some really good moments there because of that. I thought, again, playing in the pocket, stepping up, finding the guys downfield. I thought there were some big-time opportunities there, and third downs are hard downs. And so, for us to come away with some really successful plays on that, I thought credit to those guys who are out there making the plays.
Was Chris's speed and verticality, does that help offset you guys trading Rashid? Did he run some of the routes that he would run today, or
It's a good question. I think, CO can attack every element of this field, and so we're going to be able to utilize it. He obviously made a phenomenal play downfield a couple times. A few of the other guys got in there and played some roles, maybe not as many targets to those guys, but those guys were out there playing, and they did an awesome job executing. And so we feel like this group is going to grow together and progress.
Kellen was the hottest running back in the NFL the last 5 weeks. What were y'all able to do to slow him down?
Yeah, team football on defense. Assignment sound, gap sound, tackled really well. He still missed. We missed some tackles. He broke some tackles there. But I thought we just did such a good job of not giving up those big, explosive, long runs as we went.
Do you think this game meant something more to Chris, just considering what happened in the stadium with the concussion a year ago?
I think that's fair to, ask CO. Obviously, his experiences, he's had to navigate that through this entire journey. And so, obviously you can anticipate that's something that's going to weigh on your mind a little bit. It's natural. But the way he played today, that was just incredible. Incredible plays, phenomenal. The energy, the juice that he brought to our team. I thought it was a really special performance.
You mentioned the awesome step for Tyler. What do you look for now from him, and where do you kind of want to see his development grow from here?
Yeah, we're just going to keep growing. Every game, there's going to be 5 plays that we're going to say, we're going to want to improve on those. There are going to be some plays that we can lean our hat on and continue to reinforce, and we just got to keep growing.
Also, that 8-minute drive to end the game,
Yeah.
how important was that to, seal this one out?
Yeah, that was such a cool drive. Just a really, really cool drive. Physicality, offensive line, battling. It's really Taysom and the running backs, and they just went for it. And so really cool drive for those guys. Really an identity type drive where you can lean on, when you talk about being a physical football team and grinding games out like this. It's a really good example of it.
Y'all won the toss in Pittsburgh, honestly, the last 2 weeks. First of all, what was behind the change?
Yeah, traditionally, normally would prefer to defer. We're trying to get a little bit of a spark the last few weeks. It, obviously didn't get the result that we had hoped, and so we'll decide each week how we want to best suit this, and made that decision before the game.
When you're choosing which side to defend, do you figure that out beforehand? Like, how do you decide?
Which direction you're kicking and all that stuff.
Yeah, well, because you defer, so you get to choose.
Yeah. Usually that's in communication with special teams, and then just talking about field conditions and stuff. So sometimes there's wind that factors into that.
What did you make of the kind of the first half sequence near the end there, where you guys need to improve?
Yeah. Obviously, trying to have the last possession of the drive, the last relevant possession of the quarter, and so I got to look at it, to see if we ultimately weren't able to get the points that you want, and so I got to look at seeing where can we improve there, execution wise, schematically, get ourselves in position. Maybe I'll look at how those timeouts progress and where we can potentially improve there.
You hit on it before, but I wanted to ask it again. Like, when Tyler converts those third downs like that, like, what does that tell you about him?
Yeah, he's executing and playing really good football. Those are not easy downs. Again, we talked about there's hard downs in this league, and the teams that can execute in those downs and make plays, they're the ones that are the most successful teams. And so, obviously credit to our guys who went out there and made those plays. The protection, Tyler, the perimeter guys, some guys stepped up.
You now have a bye week next week. How can you use this win to kind of use that momentum going into the final stretch?
Yeah, obviously, you won't play for 13 days now, and so to have a win, as your last moment, I think can carry some momentum, carry some energy. Our guys got to recharge during a bye week. We got to use it to our advantage, and put ourselves in position to kind of attack this back end of the season. And so, I'm excited for our guys to be able to utilize that and get ready to go.
What was working about the run game? Was it that physicality?
Yeah, I thought physicality. I thought Alvin, credit to him. Some really just physical, dirty runs where he was able to finish really well, and so. I thought there was some progress there, and we just got to keep growing in that area.
I heard Em the other day talking about the 1-8 start is what it is, but it feels like things are still being done the right way. The energy that's building and the locker room is still good. Is winning a game just help you kind of reinforce that? Because obviously we can say that, but if the wins aren't coming,
No doubt. Ultimately, we're here to win football games, and we want to win football games collectively. And so it takes the entire group. I give a ton of credit to our guys, the way they've battled the last few weeks, to come up short a number of games in a row and to come back, recharge, ready to go each Wednesday, ready to put in a new plan and just go about the week every single week the same way. And, so I think, it's credit to our guys. We have the right kind of guys in the building to keep growing and keep developing and keep getting better as a team.
What do you see on the Delonte interception?
Yeah, I didn't get a great angle of it, so obviously big-time play. Just credit to him. Just being in place and having vision on the ball, obviously big-time play.
Was there anything you guys were able to do to Bryce Young's yards per attempt with that high? Like, anything you did that were able to continue?
Yeah, I thought, combination of rush and coverage. When those things tie together and they play complementary, and our defense is able to play, with a little bit of a lead and a little bit of that momentum, and now you can feel like, hey, I can come after this quarterback, I can rush the passer. The DBs can play with a little bit more vision and play in some favorable situations. I think all that stuff adds up to favorable situations for us to go for it.
I know that you guys you had a few turnovers, but to be able to kind of impose like that when you don't have 5 turnovers, what does that say about your defense, or that you're able to do that without the amount of volume that you had previously with your first one?
Just with them creating turnovers?
Yeah, well, just what your defense was showing, even in the moments that they didn't.
Yeah, I thought our guys, the play style was really good. The physicality, the effort, the finish, to create a couple turnovers was obviously game-changing for us. And I thought our guys kept attacking the football. There's more opportunities out there that we're going to look at and say, hey, we're really close here. How can we keep getting better and keep taking advantage of these opportunities? All right. Thanks, guys.